Hello everybody, this is Allshouse Gaming and welcome to our new Let's Play of Wasteland 2 Director's Cut, as voted on by you guys. Before we get into the series, I'd just like to remind you guys that, well, there is voting for when I should start uploading Armello. Now, last I checked, it is unfortunately a tie between between uploading on Wednesday and uploading on Friday. Originally it was just 2 votes for Wednesday, but, voting picked up. Now, I'd rather not decide another thing, especially something like this, by a coin flip, so I'm gonna keep the voting open for one more week, though I will be uploading the Armello episode this Wednesday, just for the sake of it. And if it's still a tie, but come next Monday, I will be deciding it by coin flip at that point. But anyways, yes, Wasteland 2, specifically the Director's Cut, which added some stuff back in. Not all of it, but it's some stuff. This is, well, it's a successor to the original Wasteland, which was one of those old DOS box games. Well, not DOS box, but DOS games. Like, really old and really difficult. And for a lot of people, this is seen as what Fallout 3 should have been. For those of you who have played Fallout 1 and 2, that will make a lot of sense. For those of you who haven't, well, you'll find out. I'd say look it up. But yeah, this is a game we're going to be playing from beginning to end. I'm going to be going for the best good endings in my book for this. So if you're hoping to see some sort of psychopath who goes around murdering people, look somewhere else. Sorry. I like good endings too much, even in post-apocalyptic worlds. So without further ado, yes, I wish to start a new game. And we will be creating a custom squad. I'll see you guys, because I've already got mine selected. But if you would like a guide on creating it, there will be a link to a video in the end screen, or for those of you who don't want to sit through the whole video, I will be putting a link to it in the description below, like right underneath the straw poll link. But I will see you guys once we've gotten our squad ready. Okay then, we have gotten all of our people at the ready, because I already created them for another playthrough I did some time ago. We have Face, the leader of the group, the only one with any form of charisma. And believe me, charisma is largely useless outside of a few situations. We have Brains. She's going to be, well, basically our skill monkey. She's going to be the one with a lot of skills that she's going to try and master. Field Medic and Surgeon are kind of going to be a little secondary just because, well, we're going to be getting someone else. I'll go over what that means later. Eagle Eye, she's going to be our long-range sharpshooter, with a bit of weaponsmithing to help her out in contributing to the squad. And then we've got Rogue. She's going to be our girl for getting into things, cracking safes, and picking locks. Without further ado, let's get into the game. And yes, we are going to be playing Seasoned.
What comes after the end? I don't know. Neither did they. They were just an Army engineer battalion, constructing roads and bridges deep in the middle of the Arizona nowhere. They didn't know why Armageddon had come. They'd heard radio chatter about an attack on some space-based missile platform. But who had attacked it, or why? No one knew. What they did know is that the politicians and the generals had finally ended the world. Now, everything was gone. They took over a federal prison for a fort, kicked out the convicts, got busy starting from scratch. Maybe it was an act of mercy. Maybe they figured that the prisoners would die out in the harsh new world. Whichever, it came back to bite the engineers in the ass. Cultists, criminals, cannibals. They've been living with the fallout ever since. Good people had survived too, called for help in the night. And those engineers, those common soldiers, could not stand by and see them die. So they came out of their fort, and they helped the survivors defend their homes. And for that, they earned a new name, a proud name, the Desert Rangers. Now, Rangers, I know at times it seems our cause is hopeless, and I know it's hard to say goodbye to a brother in arms. But I want you to know something else. That no Ranger who dies in the line of duty will ever be forgotten. Nor will he have ever died in vain or unavenged.
And that is how our game begins.
Thank you, recruits.
Now, before I get into the dialogue, I'd just like to ask you guys that if there's anything about, in terms of volume, that is too loud or too quiet, please let me know. Oh, and as you've not already noticed, but I forgot to mention, this intro video is going to be a much lengthier one than usual, just because there's going to be a lot, and I do mean a lot, of talking in this first part. But let's get into that. A stiff-bearded older man wearing a hard-worn ranger uniform and a battered old cowboy hat. General Vargas walks with a cane, but he's not helpless. He wears a pearl-handled revolver on his hip, and there are a lot of notches on the barrel.
I appreciate you coming to Captain Ace's retirement party when you hardly knew the man. Appropriate, too, seeing as how investigating his death will be your first duty as a Desert Ranger.
Now, these colored words, these are important things and also become topics you can talk about. You can type them in here, you know, all that, but really, I've never needed that. I just click the buttons down here. How did Ace die, sir?
Ace had been trying to locate a faint radio signal, which has lately been giving us cause for concern. We gave him 3 repeater units and sent him to hook them up to 3 remote radio towers. This would have allowed us to get a fix on the signal, but sadly Ace was murdered by unknown assailants right after hooking up the first tower, and his logbook and the last 2 repeater units were stolen.
Happy to be given the opportunity, sir, but are you sure we're ready?
Yeah, I know. You've hardly found your feet with us, and here I am sending you on a mission that already got 1 Ranger killed. Well, I wish I had another option, but the Desert Rangers are spread a little thin right now. Ranger teams Abel and Charlie are out west trying to stop a range war out there from becoming straight-up genocide, and Team Baker is up north looking for a way through the radiation that's cut us off from Vegas. I'm afraid the next generation is going to have to lead the charge on this one.
The signal is a threat, sir?
The voice on those broadcasts disturbed me greatly. It talked crazy talk about a future where man and machine would be one. Worse, it talked about us, the Desert Rangers, specifically. It said it was coming for us.
Repeater units, sir?
When you get back to the Citadel, talk to our radio expert, Wade Woodson, if you want to know more about the technical details. All I know is the repeaters will upgrade the towers and allow us to zero in on the mystery signal.
Where are the radio towers?
I'll give you the locations of the towers once you have the repeaters in hand. More important to find them first.
You think the logbook was stolen, sir?
Don't know, but it wasn't on Ace's person when he was found. Look for it. It might have some clues as to his death.
What's the mission, sir?
The mission is this. Search the area where Ace's body was found, and do your best to recover his logbook and the repeater units. Then call in your report. If you find the repeaters, I may send you on to finish his mission. Ace's death must be avenged, and it will be. But finding the signal he died trying to track down is just as important. Besides, I got the sneaking suspicion that when you find the one, you'll find the other.
Boy, your sneaking suspicion is most likely on point, knowing this game. Where is this area, sir?
It's about a day's walk east from here. I'll mark it on your map. There you go.
Call in, sir?
Yes, call in on your radio. Your radio is your lifeline to Ranger Citadel. We'll be calling you with alerts and updates on your current missions, and sending you new missions when we receive distress calls. As Rangers, it is your sworn duty to respond to those calls. That is the contract we made with the people of Arizona when we opened for business.
When can we enter the Citadel, sir?
Once you prove yourself, the Citadel will be your new home. Consider this mission the final test of your training. If you succeed, you are welcome within our walls. If you fail, then you aren't cut out to be a Desert Ranger, and we won't let you in.
Alright, as you can see, the button's colors have changed. These are essentially our charisma skills. We have hard ass. What if we prove ourselves by kicking down the Citadel doors, sir? This is basically us trying to be intimidating, trying to scare people into doing what we want. We have kiss ass. Please, sir, if you're sending us after Ace's killer, then you've already decided we're worthy. Why not just let us in? This is basically us schmoozing someone, trying to, charm them. And then there's smart ass. Basically, trying to use logic against them. Surely, sir, the success of the mission is more important than testing us. If you want to find these signals, shouldn't you let us in so we can stock up on everything we need to succeed? Now, using these skills, if done successfully, and trust me, you'll know if you succeed because you'll be able to actually use it, then you'll actually gain experience points for it. So, it's a good idea to try to use them whenever you can.
Using logic on me, eh? Smartass.
Told you it wouldn't work.
Logic and observation will change some folks' minds, and you can catch people in lies that way. But sometime, it only makes them mad, so be careful. In this case, you're right. I should let you in, but I got a feeling about you four. You got depths you don't even know you have, and it's gonna take adversity to tap them. So I'm sending you out undergunned and unprepared, just to see what it brings out of you. You'll thank me later.
Somehow I'm not too sure about that.
Maybe.
Even you aren't sure about it. Well, thank you, sir. We'll do our best.
Good luck out there, recruits.
Oh boy. One hell of a way to start this off. And before we get into this, I'm going to go into the characters. Now, as you can see, we have different core stats. This does not use the special of the special stats that, say, Fallout uses. This uses the classic stats: coordination, luck, awareness, strength, speed, intelligence, and charisma. Coordination. Well, unfortunately, it's not popping up stats for us. Oh, wait, it is. Basically, this affects your action points and your chance to hit with a ranged weapon. Luck. Let's see. Increases the chance to get bonus action points and increases the chance to get bonus constitution on leveling up. Not as useful as you'd think. Then you've got awareness. This increases how far you can see, your chance to evade, and your combat initiative. What does that mean? Well, it basically means whether or not you're going first. Strength. It affects your carry weight, your action points as well, your critical hit damage with melee weapons, your base constitution, and your constitution per level. Speed affects how fast you move in combat, how likely you are to evade, and your action points. Intelligence. This one is very important, even though it's fairly low, at least on this character. It affects how many action points you get, and how many skill points per level that you acquire. And speed also affects combat initiative. And then you have charisma. Charisma is largely useless. It does increase your XP rewards, but that's not as important as you think. And it also increases the radius of your leadership. That is why this character has 6 charisma. Onto the skills. We have combat skills, knowledge skills, and general skills. Combat skills are basically, well, what weapons you can use. Well, what weapons you can use well. In this case, I'm going for assault rifles. Any skills that you've already learned will be over here, just so you don't have to go through all these different tabs. These ones are fairly obvious as to what they are. They're your different weapons and what you can use. And then you've got your knowledge skill. Alarm disarming. That lets you breach security systems and turns off detection systems. Computer science is basically your hacking skill. Lets you get into computers. Demolitions allows you to work with explosives. Field medic, healing. And that's basic healing. Lockpicking allows you to pick locks. Mechanical repair. Basically used for repairing small appliances, engines, gizmos. Safe cracking is much like lockpicks, but only for cracking safe. Surgeon is your other healing skill. This is in case your character goes down in battle. Well, any character goes down in battle. It's meant to be used for getting them back up and removing certain status effects gained by injuries. And then you've got toaster repair. This is a rather odd skill, but one that is, I guess, important to the lore of the game. Basically, there are broken toasters found all over the place, and if you can repair them, you can get some loot from it. It's not always useful, but there are a couple of instances where we're gonna need this. Then you've got your general skills. Animal Whisperer, basically messing with animals. Barter, reduces cost of items, among other things. Brute Force, basically just breaking things down. Sometimes that is useful. Outdoorsman, basically surviving off of, well, the wilderness. It's meant to avoid random encounters while traveling the world. Perception. Missed opportunities basically allows you to notice things that you otherwise wouldn't notice. Smartass, we already went over those. Weaponsmithing. Installing allows you to install modifications and strip down weapons. Then you got these two skills that we have no idea what they are. I don't even remember what they are. Then you got perks, which basically when you reach certain levels, which as you can see here, you unlock, well, different things. Perks allow you to do special benefits. We currently have none. We got our logbook, which is basically our quests. As for our other characters, we've got Brains, I already went over her. Eagle Eye, she's going to be our weaponsmith and sniper with a little bit of perception, because there's somebody we're going to get later on that's better. And then we've got Rogue, basically our breaking and entering person. I also have a guide set up, which I will also post into the description below for you to take a look at for basically recommendations on how to deal with things. Oh wait, one thing I forgot to go over, leadership. It is very important, and I highly recommend one of your characters has this. A true leader is made, not born. With this skill, you will inspire others to trust and follow you. This is the leadership radius thing that Charisma was talking about. First, your companion NPCs will listen to your orders and more often go rogue less. Your presence instills confidence in your team, increasing their chance to hit when they're near you. I believe it can also affect enemies, but I'm not 100% sure. Might be a perk you'll learn later on. But anyways, with all that gone over, and let's get rid of this, let's just hide training. Grab this shovel. We're actually going to need this. And I'm going to toss this onto her, because, well, in some instances you can right-click certain objects and they will give you things. Not give you things. They will pop up a menu that you can select skills, but sometimes you have to specifically select a skill. Anyways, over here we've got a merchant. that we can talk to for things. Now, if you right-click on someone or something, it's observing them. For example, Corporal Solveig Seffers, a kindly older woman in standard-issue ranger garb. She seems occupied counting goods and organizing crates. Aside from the clothes, she's the picture of a loving grandmother. You could swear she smells faintly of fresh-baked cookies. Oh, and yeah, not all characters have voice acting. Well, hello, recruits. Welcome to Solveig's Sundries. Happy to trade whenever you like. An honor to make your acquaintance. Always nice to see new faces around here, and a pleasure to make sure they have everything they need before heading out into the big bad world. Nice to meet you too, Solveig. What's your story? Oh, it's not so interesting. I grew up in a village near here, but I was already a grandmother twice over when the Desert Rangers moved into the Citadel. I saw how much good the Rangers were doing, and I wasn't up to much with my children moved to other villages to start their own families. It was a little unconventional for an old lady to go through basic training, but I pulled my weight and earned my star. I may not be too useful in forward operations, but I've got lots of experience keeping people well-fed and well-clothed, and I can run drill press with the best of them. So General Vargas has me help Sergeant Melson run the supply, and I help Captain Mercaptain in the workshop now and again. Ranger Citadel, what about it? I do love this place nowadays. It used to be full of some kooky birds back when I was younger. Fellas seemed to worship pre-war junk, even if they didn't know what it was. And they wouldn't share none of it. Well, I shouldn't get too judgmental. I'm sure they thought they were doing right. What's General Vargas like? He's a modern-day Patton. He's got a mind for strategy and knows how to make the tough calls. But he's got a gentle side, too. What's Sergeant Melson like? Oh, he's a great friend and a great quartermaster. We'd all be eating sand and wiping with cactus flowers without him. What about Captain Mercaptain? She's the smartest person I've ever met, bar none. She can whip up laser beams and water purification systems like I whip up pies. So you can outfit us. Well, with essentials as tough to find as they are, I can't just give them away for free. Believe me, I wish I could. But we keep our prices as close to cost as we can for our rangers. You can stop by for the basics whenever you're in the area, and once you get clearance to enter the Citadel, you'll get access to some of our more valuable goods. You'll have to talk to Sergeant Melson about that when you get inside. Alright, what do you got? Now, she's got some stuff to trade. Goat hide armor, requires 5 strength, which unfortunately I don't have. A leather jacket. She also has shoddy radiation. A few guns, among other things. You can also organize, junk, usable items, miscellaneous, like this. Trinkets. They basically give you some usually positive modifiers. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of scrap. You see, scrap is the local currency, kind of like bottle caps are to Fallout. And we only have about 50 of it. Not really much we can buy with that. So, unfortunately, we're just gonna have to scoot off. Nothing for you today, hun? Not enough money. You see this shining thing? It's a water. It looks clean. You can top off your canteen here if you like. This is important. You need water to get around in the wasteland.
Hey, Echo 1. Mind picking up that can over there for me? Think there's some water in there.
Sure.
He headbutted you right in the butt. Did you actually think I was serious about wanting that can? I just wanted the goat to hit you in the ass.
Dickhead. Anyways, that right there is our way out. But there are some things we want to do around here. For example, this rock pile. Remember when I said you needed to select specific objects for it? Well, this is the case. And by the way, yes, you can try to dig up Ace's grave. I wouldn't recommend it. Trust me on that one. You're just going to end up dead by the other rangers there. And they are much better at stuff than you. Now, we do have some ammo here, which we can spread out. Me and Rogue both use assault rifles, so we're going to be sharing that. Well, sort of sharing it. There's also some scrap. Bunch of other piles around here that we can dig up for some stuff. Nobody's going to complain if we take it. Now, for some odd reason, you're supposed to be able to use your mouse to move around the screen, but I can't get it whenever I'm going downwards. Not sure why. Gonna give the energy cells to Brains because, well, she's the only one who uses energy weapons. Let's see. We got Ranger Brass Knucks. Sorry, can't talk right now. Gotta clean up this graffiti. Alright, fair enough. Let's see. Now, there is some stuff over here. Use Perception. Chain link fence blocks the gate. Well, we can select lockpicking or try and brute force it, but we're gonna fail because, well, 0%. And this is something I should actually bring up. There is an option, highest skilled character used. Basically, that means you don't have to specifically select that person before selecting the object. Now, Rogue with her lockpicking skill has a 91% chance. Now, there is a chance she can fail this, a 9%, and there is also a chance at a critical fail. Critical fail would basically break the lock, which means our only other option would be to brute force it. None of our characters of which have it, but we were successful. We gained some XP in the process for her. And because of that, we can now take a look around here and get some extra ammo. I took the last one, so Rogue gets this one. There's also this box. Wait, I should probably examine it. Nothing? Ooh, a new sniper rifle. I'm definitely going to give that to Eagle Eye along with the ammo. And let's take a look at it. Let's see. Comparatively, hunting rifle. Let's see. This is definitely a better rifle for our soldier. So I'm going to equip it, and then I'm going to use her smithing skill, or weaponsmithing, to strip for parts. 40% chance at a sturdy mag, 10% at an underbarrel flashlight, 50% chance for junk weapon parts. Now, you may get that and think, oh god, that's horrible, need to reload and get something better. No, if you get junk weapon parts, keep them. Not going to say what they do now. Yes, but they are going to be important. Let's see, there anything else in this area I can get? Let's see, nothing I can dig up. No other boxes? No? Okay then, time to head to the other side. Where there is a spot we can dig up. Really wish I could switch characters without the camera going back to us right away, but oh well. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't kidding when the first part of this is a little slow. Because we are pretty much at the 30-minute mark, according to my timer. Oh, and by the way, guys, I'm going to be editing out loading screens because they just take a long time, as you probably saw at the beginning. See, broken sunglasses, more scrap, good. Unfortunately, it's not like smooth moving around when it comes to the camera. It's like set. Oop, wait. Almost missed the dirt pile. Something good. Deck of cards, I can sell that. Sap glove, not really useful because nobody I have and nobody I will have is going to be unarmed. Anyways, let's go talk to this woman. She
God
seems
damn it, Ace. You never should have put down the wrench and picked up the gun.
important. A tough-looking redhead with decades of sun and wind and hard living etched into her angular face stands sobbing in the shadows. You saw her at Ace's retirement party. The sleeves of her uniform have been torn off, revealing multiple tattoos on her sinewy arms. All skulls. The tears running down her cheeks are splashing on a rusty old wrench she holds in her scarred hands.
Sorry about the waterworks. I'm still pretty broke up over Ace. I'm Angie. You kids must be the new recruits old Vargas trained up. Lord, y'all just babies.
Babies?
Sorry,
Us?
but you are. As cute as little kittens. Y'all remind me of us. Snake, Razor, Thrasher, and me. Back when we were just starting out. Thinking we were gonna save the world for the future. Thinking none of us would ever die. Christ, sorry. Don't listen to me. Youth is good. Optimism is good. If we all started out worn out and jaded like me, nobody'd ever try to change the world. So you kids go ahead and give it a go. Maybe it'll work this time.
Yikes. We saw you at Ace's funeral. You knew him well?
They all hurt, but this one... Man. Ace wasn't even a ranger. Not at first. He worked as a driver and mechanic for Farron Brygo up in Vegas. And when Base Cochise started sending its death machines into the desert, Brygo sent Ace south to recruit robot fighters. We met him in Quartz. He'd pissed somebody off out there and they'd locked him up. We sorted that out, and he started running with us, helping us fight Cochise, and never stopped. Vargas eventually gave him the uniform and the hat, but I don't think he ever formally signed on. He was just always there. And now he's... God damn it, Ace. I knew this one was trouble, I knew it.
Now then, you guys may have heard that sound effect and that little magnifying glass that popped up over Angela. Well, that was perception at work, because that got us to this topic, the heart topic, which, under normal circumstances without the perception skill, you wouldn't see. I see you have Ace's name tattooed in that heart on your arm.
You noticed that, huh? Well, Ace always said I wore my heart on my sleeve. Yeah, me and Ace, we were more than just old army buddies, if you know what I mean. That's why it hurts so bad. That's why I want to come with you.
Well, hold on, we'll get to that. How well do you know General Vargas?
Better than he'd like. Back in the day, the General was the craziest of us all. But somehow, after he brought down Base Cochise, he became the sanest. Now he's running the whole show, and doing a damn fine job. While I'm still walking patrols and answering radio calls. Shows you how much ambition I got, huh?
So General Vargas used to be called Snake.
Well, like I said, he was one wild-ass son of a bitch back in the day. But I think the weight of his responsibilities has kind of squashed that out of him now. He hasn't been in a decent bar fight in... shit, a decade, maybe? He's another one gone. Went out for a patrol a few weeks back and never came home. Don't know if he's dead or AWOL. Or gone off to join the Scorpions. All anybody knows is he hasn't called in, and we haven't heard from anybody who's seen him. I miss old Hellraiser like blazes. Didn't talk much. Didn't make friends easy. Wasn't big on social graces. But he was as loyal as they come, and when the shit started flying, he was the guy you wanted at your back. He didn't win that name by accident. Sharp as a razor. Scary as hell.
Where's Thrasher now?
You better call him Gilbert now. Funny, back in the day, he just seemed like this big old growly bear. Strong as an ox and just about as articulate. But then he got all torn up during our fight with the robots from Base Cochise, and he couldn't go out on patrol no more. Any other commander would have handed him his walking papers, but Vargas doesn't dump old friends. So he started him working in the museum. And once you know it, turns out the old bear has a knack for cartography. He's been gradually mapping our little corner of the Wasteland ever since. Who'd have thunk it?
Where's Quartz?
Man, not sure I can recall. Haven't been out that way in ages. Don't even know if it's still on the map. Ask Thrasher, he'd know.
What was Base Cochise?
An old military facility from before the war. And the biggest fight the Rangers ever had. There was some crazy computer in there that kept spitting out robots and sending them off to kill people. We had one hell of a fight putting it down. Earned our stripes that day. Literally. That's when I became Captain Death.
The computer was making the robots?
Yeah. The Base Cochise AI. Don't know what was wrong with it. Broken, I guess. It thought everybody was its enemy. Wanted to kill the whole planet.
The Red Scorpions?
You weren't briefed on those fucks during your training? Well, let me fill you in. You know when we left the prison and moved here to the Citadel? Well, the Scorpions were the jerks who moved into the prison when we moved out. Just a bunch of Rangers back then, but they had been getting more organized. call themselves a militia now, and they try to act like they're the Desert Rangers of eastern Arizona. Well, that's a load of horse shit. The protection racket ain't the same as protecting people. They shake down all their towns for money, and if the locals don't kick in, they smash them up. The Rangers aren't like that. We get by on donations and good old-fashioned scavenging.
What can you tell us about eastern Arizona?
Basically everything between the prison and the radiation clouds to the east. There are a few small towns and farms out there, which the Scorpions claim is their territory. Rangers used to patrol that area before we moved here, and we knew it pretty well. But a lot can change in 15 years. Who knows? Maybe it's all as clean and nice and crime-free as the Scorpions say it is. But I've got my doubts.
Yeah, you and me both. Radiation clouds?
The edges of the map, kiddies. Big hot areas we can't get into without getting cooked to a crisp. The clouds move around some with the wind and the weather, but there are permanent hot spots on every side of us. North, south, east, and west. Until we started hearing those weird broadcasts, I kind of thought those clouds went on forever, and that Arizona was the last place on Earth. But maybe there's more people out there. Maybe the whole rest of the world's just fine, and we're the only ones in hell. Wouldn't that be a joke?
Yeah, it'd be a sick and twisted joke, but yeah. Have you heard any of these strange broadcasts?
Ace played me some of them before he died. Hard to make out a lot of it, but what I heard made my hair stand on end. Some guy talking about turning men into machines. Or machines into men, or some shit. But the crazy thing was, then he starts talking about us, the Rangers, saying we're the cause of all the trouble in the world, and we need to be wiped out so his glorious future can be born. I mean, who is this guy? Where is he? What the fuck does he have against us?
You thought Ace's mission was trouble?
He was working on the same thing Vargas has you working on. Trying to track down radio signals from beyond the edges of the map. All seemed a bit boring and scientific to me. But then Ace started saying he thought someone was following him. I asked him to let me come with him when I met him at Rail Nomads to give him the repeater units. But he told me to go back to base. He said he was just jumping at shadows because those radio broadcasts had spooked him. I should have gone with him. Why didn't I go with him?
Tell me about the Rail Nomads.
Could be a nice little place, if the Atchisons and Topekans would kiss and make up. I can't even remember what it's all about, but between them, they got enough old railroad tech that if they worked together, they could give this area a real transportation system. Instead, seems like all they want to do is blow each other's heads off. Idiots.
Seems like a place that we might want to check out some point. Alright, know any more about these repeater units?
I don't really know the details. It's all a bunch of mumbo-jumbo about transmitters and north-south axis and signals bouncing off the clouds. Ask Woodson about it. He's our radio genius.
Do you know Woodson?
Radio technician Wade Woodson? Sure do. He's the guy that makes sure you can hear Vargas when you're out on patrol. Keeps the machines running and the signal clear. He'll also talk your ear off about circuits and frequencies and I don't know what else if you let him. But be nice to him. He's your lifeline to the base.
Alright, bye.
Say, listen. Vargas asked you to look into Ace's death because he thought I was too upset to be professional about it. He didn't want me going off half-cocked and shooting up all of Arizona looking for his killer. But I'd gotta find this guy. Ace and me, well, we'd been fighting side by side for nigh on 20 years. I'm not letting him die unavenged. So, well, I know it's going against orders, but if you let me tag along and be in at the kill, well, I'll help you find your feet out there. Maybe give you a few pointers along the way. I may be old and slow, but I know the wastes like the back of my hand. What do you say?
Sure, why not? Now, throughout the game, you can recruit.
No need to tell Vargas why I joined you. If anybody asks, I'm just helping you get oriented, all right?
You can recruit other characters into your party. This is where leadership comes in. See that rogue chance? 10%. That is a chance of them going rogue. Shocker, I know. Basically what that means is that they will go against your orders. They won't listen to you in combat. All these rangers down here, they will always listen to you. But companion characters, there's a chance they won't. Leadership, the higher it is, the less likely you have for that to happen. As for her skills, she's got brute force, hard ass, some things that we were lacking, assault rifles, weaponsmithing, outdoorsmen, and blunt weapons. She is going to be of great aid to us in the early game, but she is not going to be sticking around. Whether because we dismiss her because she's not going to stay a permanent member of our party, or for plot reasons that I can't go into because it'd be spoilers, she will be leaving us at some point. But with that, I believe we've pretty much finished up in this area. So, I am going to head out. Oh, and bear in mind, once you do dismiss her, she's gone for good. You can't get her back. So, we click that Ranger star, and we travel to the Wasteland. Ooh, wait, nope, first things first, because of the fact that we're not really going to have access to decent shops for a while, because we can't get into the Citadel, we might want to sell off the junk, because carrying weight is important. Especially when it comes to ammo, because ammo has weight. Still don't have enough to really buy anything special, so we're just going to have to move on. Which is a shame, because those radiation suits would be useful. Because radiation suits, you only have to buy one for the whole group. It's like a bulk deal, so to speak. But anyways, yeah, let's get this show on the road at long last. And here we have the map.
Ranger Team Echo, this is Ranger Command. Come in.
This is Ranger Team Echo.
Roger, Echo 1. Just making sure your radio is working. I'll be your dispatcher from here on out. I also wanted to give you a little heads up on your water situation. If you've all got full canteens, you should have enough water to reach the place where Ace died with plenty to spare. But if you're going to go exploring, you'll want to fill up again at any oasis you can find. Remember, your main priority is to recover the repeater units Ace was carrying. Once you've got the devices, you'll be headed to Ag Center and High Pool to install them. But we'll talk about that after you acquire the repeaters. We must, of course, bring Ace's killers to justice. But right now, that's secondary to discovering the location of that signal.
So, it's important to stay in radio contact with you?
It is vital that all teams stay in radio contact with me here at the base. We get distress calls from all over our jurisdiction and sometimes beyond. Towns or farms or mines being attacked by raiders, mutant beasts, what have you. We field those calls here and then dispatch whichever team is closest to the problem.
Does that mean you weren't always the dispatcher?
Until now, Woodson's been our dispatcher. But Ace's death made me realize I've spent too many years in my office, walled off from the world and how it's changing. I need to know what's going on out there, and I figured the best way to do that is to start listening to the people's problems. So, I've decided that from now on, I'll be the one fielding calls and talking in your ear when you head out into the wastes. Don't let that make you self-conscious or nothing.
Roger. Out.
10-4, Echo 1, carry on. Ranger.
Yeah, like he said, water is very important. That depletes, you start losing health, or worse, die. I don't know, I've never actually let it happen. Plenty of a wayside for you to travel to. So you don't really need to worry about anything. Now, you hear that Geiger? See? An oasis right there. You hear that Geiger clicking? Well, there's radiation out here, like Angela said. Yeah, I want to travel to the radio tower. Bear in mind, we will be doing plenty of exploring, but right now, I just want to,
Roger that, Echo 1. When you reach the area where Ace's body was found, give it a good going over. The folks that picked him up said it looked like he crawled there. Maybe you can find some tracks leading to where he was attacked. Copy?
Copy.
10-4, Echo 1, and check in immediately with any new info. Those repeater units are a top priority. Ranger Command out.
Like I was saying, we will be doing plenty of exploration, but I'd like to, take care of some things first, like getting access to the Citadel, which is going to take a while. Oop, I see something shiny. Snagged on one of the lower branches of the bush is a bronze star with the words Desert Ranger on the outside ring. It's Ace's Ranger Star.
Jesus. That's Ace's star. How did it end up way the hell over here?
Now something tells me we're gonna find out. May as well follow this blood trail.
I don't get shaken up easy. This place is sending shivers up my spine. God damn it, Ace. Why won't you let me come with you?
If you want to play in our backyard, you gotta pay. 15 scrap, or we'll break your faces. And my dog will eat your corpses.
Ah, yes. We actually kind of needed Angela for this if we wanted that hard ass. I could trick him, but I don't think that's gonna work out too well. So let's just be a hard ass about it. Sure, let's do this. And after we're done kicking your asses, we're gonna eat what's left of your dog.
You're insane. What the hell is wrong with you? Just go on through, you sick bastard.
Fuck you too, pal. But now we can actually start taking stuff. Energy cells, that'll go to brains. Shotgun shells, we're gonna want to hold on to those. Let's see, let's take a look at this. Splattered with blood, this console is connected to the radio's tower transmitter with a cobbled together collection of wires. Oh boy. Anyways, we'll keep following this blood trail because these guys won't be bothering us. I heard that. You found something. Question is, I didn't see what. Shoot. Oh well. Keep following the blood trail. We'll
Didn't
come
die
back and
quite
look around
waste. You went down fighting.
in a little bit, but once we get to all this... Hello. What have we got here?
That metal thing. It's a leg. For Christ's sake, what's going on?
The leg is made of plastic and metal, scuffed and dented from hard use and badly mangled at the severed knee joint. Looks like it was removed from the rest of the body by a shotgun blast. Yeah, may as well take it. Oh, by the way, you may or may not have noticed, but there was a green ring. You can only give people objects that are within that green ring. Otherwise, they're out of range. Anyways, keep following the trail. Heading on up. And we'll find a cave. Let's head on inside, because that's where the blood trail's leading us. Let's see what we got. We have a giant toad. Well, and I bet this is going to be our first instance of combat. Now you can... Well, I was about to say you can try to get a shot in before combat starts. Ow! Get a little extra damage in. Now, as you see, down here at the bottom, this is our optimal range. Well, basically our rangefinder. Different weapons have different range. Under pressure, nearby enemies are interfering with aiming. Yeah. Now, you see this grid? This basically shows us how far we can move. The blue indicates how far you can move and still shoot your weapon. See this red dots down here indicate different enemies. He's just barely on the edge of optimal range for Rogue, so let's try moving a little further back. Now you gotta bear in mind you do have to reload your weapons. Man, you better go back to basic training. Up yours. Now, unfortunately, I don't have enough AP except maybe to fall back, which probably would be a good idea. Thankfully, Angela is a pretty good level for us, well, comparatively. You can crouch down for 2 AP. It'll grant you plus 20 evasion, plus 10% hit to chance, which probably should have been what I was doing. Oh boy, better move back with my character with face. And start opening fire. Of course. Not much else I can do. Now, energy weapons. Energy weapons are a bit iffy. You'd normally think they do a ton of damage to all enemies, but no. They actually do reduced damage to organic enemies and extra damage to mechanical ones. I think for this case, I'm going to use my first aid skill on face. I said use my first aid skill on face. Okay, fine then. Move next to face and use your first aid skill. Fine then, use the item. There. Not enough AP left over, so end turn. And Angela just lost her weapon. Never actually seen that happen before. She have another weapon she can swap to? No. May as well just end the turn there then. Now, you do have to be careful when shooting at enemies that are right next to your allies because, well, the stray shot could hit. May as well go ahead and have everybody else reload. Angela, please tell me, yes, you can get your weapon back. Fly wings, members only jacket, toe tongue, whatever. A bunch of junk, but we can sell it later. Better get her re-equipped. And there we go. Alright, time to check the rest of the cave, because we got some shiny objects we can take a look at. Like that corpse. Which happens to be robotic.
Damn. Look at that thing. Looks like Ace gave as good as he got. I guess that's some consolation. Where the fuck did it come from? Never seen a robot so advanced before. Not even Max was that tricked out.
Lodged inside a chest cavity, you also notice a cylindrical object giving off a faint blue glow. Might be a power source. It'll take some advanced knowledge of electrical engineering, but you could try and retrieve it. Alright, brains. Get to work and do your best. Success. We got a synth part. It doesn't say junk, so I might need it. Or something. Alright, let's check this out. The repeater items, or repeater units.
That's Ace's gear, alright. What the hell was this metal asshole planning to do with it? We should poke around the cave. Make sure he didn't drop nothing else.
Oh, there's this. Logbook page.
Looks like the robot only got one page of Ace's logbook. And it don't say much. We should look around the area for more. Could be clues.
Okay, Eagle Eye. Use your perception. You see anything? Yeah, there's something. A map of some kind, I guess. Yeah, rough drawn paper, splattered with oil, but the lines are so precisely they look like they were done by a machine. The southern half of the state is soaked and torn. The top half is legible. In addition to Ranger Citadel, a location to the north, Rail Nomad's camp is circled. Interesting. Wonder what they were looking for there.
This is what killed him. This goddamn piece of...
Alright. I think we've seen everything we need
I'm glad
to here.
Ace killed this fucking thing, but... I wish he was still alive so I could make it suffer.
By the way, something I just realized I forgot. I gave my sniper the aesthetic trait. Or, aesthetic? Aesthetic? Well, whatever. Fact of the matter is, I gave her something that gives her extra knowledge. Let's see, where is it? Ah, there it is. Which I should have given her before. Let's give her that +1 intelligence. And... yes, I want to keep that. And give her the extra to snipers. Which actually would have been useful. Oh well. That's about all we've got so far. Might as well call into Ranger Citadel.
Echo 1, go ahead. Got an update for me?
Affirmative. Found the repeaters in the logbook. And a metal man.
What?
A dead robot. Looks like it killed Ace and stole the repeaters in the logbook.
Well, I'll be goddamned. We haven't seen any synthetics around for almost 15 years. We better get a closer look at the tech. Mir Captain might be able to tell us where it came from. See if you can grab a piece of it, and bring it back to Mir Captain the next time you're at the Citadel.
What's a synthetic?
That is Mir Captain's fancy word for smart robots. She calls them synthetic life forms, or synths. Basically, any robot that can think for itself falls into the synth category. Plain old robots are dangerous enough. Ones that think for themselves are a nightmare.
Message received and understood, General.
Good, but our priority is still those repeaters. Now that you have them, I'm sending you on to complete Ace's mission, which was to attach him to the most powerful towers in Arizona, so we can get a fix on that mystery signal. One tower is at High Pool, the other is at the Ag Center. Sending you the coordinates now.
Okay, then. Anything I should know about High Pool?
High Pool is at the most southern and eastern corner of our jurisdiction. They're a vital part of the stable society we've been trying to build here in Arizona. They provide clean water to us and many other communities and farms, maintain an emergency reservoir in case of drought. See Mayor Vikstrom there about using their tower. He knows you're coming.
Can you tell me about Ag Center?
Ag Center is due south of Ranger Citadel and very important to what we're trying to achieve. The researchers there are developing hardier plants and animals that will thrive in the harsh conditions of the wastes. If it all pays off, we may see the day when nobody in Arizona goes hungry. Talk to Matt Forrestal about hooking up to their radio dish. Used to be one of us. Now he runs things down there. Matt's good people.
Can you tell me about the tower?
They built their tower on top of an old crane. A bit unorthodox, but it gets great reception.
Anything special about the dish?
Used to be part of an old satellite relay system, from what Woodson told me. Strongest transmitter in Arizona.
Copy, General. On our way.
Roger, Echo 1. Ranger Command out.
Ooh. You see this? Use the call button to on the radio to rank up. Whenever you see those stars, or that blinking XP bar, it means one of your characters can rank up.
Copy, Echo 1. This is Ranger Command. Go ahead. Echo 1, your recent progress merits a field promotion for one of your team. Congratulations, Echo 1. You've done well.
Thank you, sir. Echo 1 out. Yes, and with that, you can now allocate your new skill points on the character screen. I think first things first we're going to want to level up is... I'm going to say... assault rifles. Yeah, definitely assault rifles. Can't level up anything else right now, but so be it. Let's see, you've got a little bit of time left. I say we take the time and look around here. Get some medical supply aids, which is going to go to brains for now. And a new assault rifle. Not as good at damage. Hit chance is the same. Extra range, but... yeah, I think I'm going to give that to Eagle Eye and let her use it. Or dismantle it. I'm going to toss the ammo to Face, and TNT... yeah, I'm going to toss to Eagle Eye again. Speaking of which... let's take care of stripping it for parts. And we got a sturdy mag. Not bad. Minus 4% chance to jam, because yes, your weapons can jam on you. But anyways, let's continue looking around. Might find some more supplies, and those guys won't be bothering us. Ooh. Looks like there's some demolitions that are needed, but hopefully... no explosions? Ouch! Just ouch. Alright, get to work. I don't get it. Why isn't she using her? It's removes its effects by using consumable items. Whatever, I have no idea. Honestly, I'm probably not going to bother with it anymore just because of the fact that she's going to get a level up soon, which will restore. Ooh, and a critical success. which means it didn't take as much time. Okay then, let's see what we get from our spoils. Alright, shotgun ammo. Let's see, 0.38 ammo. Just toss it on face for the time being. Alright, pick the lock. The reason I'm not using brute force, despite it being 100%, is because I want my people to level up. Let's see. Yeah, same. More things to scrap. But hey, I ain't gonna complain about more ammo. Because ammo, especially in the early game, is a bit of a pain. Yes, more broken weapon parts. That's actually what I want more than anything. For various reasons. More of these guys, but they're not going to bother us. Probably told us about our, well, his buddy probably told us about our dog-eating thing. See, more pocket medic packs. Toss that to brains. Oh, and bear in mind, see this perception circle? You only really see perceptive stuff if the person with perception is the one who wanders near it. Let's see, what do we got from here? Okay. I'll toss it on Eagle Eye just because of the fact that she's going to be the one that's going to be attaching attachments, or putting on attachments. Gonna pay the Raiders toll. I mean, I would have liked to kill them, but for what's coming up, I need all the ammo I can get. I think that's pretty much everything, and we are beyond our time limit for this episode, so I'm gonna end things off here for today. If you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. Don't forget to hit the straw poll link to vote for both our next Let's Play and to continue voting for our mellow upload schedule. And please, leave a comment down below this video. Oh, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notifications for when I upload. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.